Almost 2-year-old Josie, the outlaw Josie Page, is sitting on the bed with me, and my wife comes into the room and she sits down on the bed, and Josie comes over to her and she says, "Mommy, why she have to go?" And Mary says, "I don't know, she wouldn't say." That's awesome. Yeah, I won't forget that one ever. I scooped her up and just squeezed her. Well, I'm running out of steam, but that's okay. A little gristle in the voice, you know. I'll play a couple more for you.
It's 11 o'clock, sir.
Is it 11?
Our time's
Thanks, Warden. No, I put her in charge of making me do right.
And then he makes me look bad the whole restaurant.
I'm taking responsibility. What's that?
It's daylight savings time, so.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh. No, Michelle, I want to thank you, Michelle, because without you,
There wouldn't be a warning.
Michelle makes all things possible. Michelle is my roadie and my chauffeur and my tour manager. She's just the awesomest. My conciliary. My dear friend, you are an amazing person. Thank you for everything you do. Michelle is also what I call a true believer. She really devotes herself 100% to fighting for the Republic. She's amazing. She works with Oath Keepers. She works with the constitutional sheriffs. She helps Jordan Page. She does all kinds of stuff. She's an amazing person. Get to know Michelle.
Thank you.
The warden. You're the best. You are. Alright, well, I promised you I would play this song, so I'm going to make sure I play it. So I want to thank you guys again for coming. Thank you guys for hosting. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your support and your love. And anybody that wants CDs, give me your email addresses. They're already at my house. They arrived while I was on tour of the store. And I got both my old album, The Revolution EP with Pendulum on it, and the original version of Listen and Reckoning and all that. You probably don't have that one, do you?
I've got two of yours.
You got both of them, okay.
Is this a new one?
No, these are my current one, Liberty, and the one before that, Revolution. And so I was out of them for a while, and so I just reordered them. So I've got plenty of copies. So I will make sure to send them down if people want to order them. Okay. And I've got, oh yes, I forgot about that. I've got some DVDs for sale. If you had a good time at the concert, you can. This is my almost 3-hour performance at PorcFest this past year, 2013. Tatiana Moroz is a good friend of mine. She sang with me on about 7 or 8 songs, but it's the full concert. 3 cameras, and it turned out pretty good. And so if anybody wants that, I'm selling those after the show. Let me set this up and I'll tell you the story about it. Okay, so people who know me well know that I have a very strange life, and I'm okay with it. I didn't used to be okay with it. The experiences that I have used to make me think I was losing my mind. But I've realized that I've coined the term in my own life. I call it burning bush syndrome. Not like George Bush, but like Moses and the burning bush. And I've been having these experiences since I was about 5 years old. There have been times in my life where I feel like I almost might have turned atheist if it hadn't been for all of these experiences that gave me unequivocal proof of what's really going on. And I cherish the experiences now, even though some of them have been very scary and very, very negative, but many of them have been very beautiful and very positive. And this last song I'm going to do was a result of a very, very positive one. And I really woke up at the end of 2006 when I wrote Pendulum. I wrote it in the middle of the night and didn't understand what the words meant. I understand what the words meant, but I didn't understand what they were referring to. And over the year and a half after I wrote it, I started learning. I really put my tinfoil hat on firmly, and she was telling me about you and me, dude. We were the same, cut from the same cloth. Up till 4 in the morning on YouTube, looking at all the Illuminati crazy stuff, aliens and whatnot, and just going nuts.
Talking about the aliens?
Well,
oh, man, it's too deep here.
Too deep. So, anyways, I was very difficult to live with. God bless my wife for staying with me through all that time. Anyway, so this is the following month after I wrote Pendulum. I had written Pendulum and Listen, and those were the only 2 political songs that I had at the time. But I knew that my path had changed. I was an activist overnight. And January of 2007, a month later, I got very, very sick. And I was about 104 fever, and I was all wrapped up in a blanket, just shivering and miserable, and getting a little concerned about maybe I need to go to the hospital because I felt so bad. And my wife was on the computer typing, and I was watching TV, and to my left, I heard someone speak, and it wasn't a voice in my mind, you know the voice in your mind. You read with it, you think with it, you add up your groceries with it, This was like a voice in the room that I heard, and it made me look to the left, and it wasn't like a male or female voice. It was kind of both, and I looked over, and there was no one there, and it said, "You sound out a warning when you see the signs in the sky, but in the land of the blind, it's a crime to exist with an eye." And I was like, what? And I listened again, and it said, "Your dreams are in color, but your life is a pale afternoon, and the truth is a song, but the notes are all played out of tune." And I was like, that's awesome. I want to use that. And then it started to repeat it again. And I realized what was happening. And I told my wife to stop. I needed her to stop doing what she was doing. I needed her to type. I said, something's happening, and I don't want to lose it because I'll never get it back. So for the next 8 minutes, she typed while I dictated to her what I heard from this voice over here in my dining room. And I couldn't see anything there. There was no outline of anyone, but it was I could feel it, and I could hear it, physically hear it. And when it was over, she printed out the lyrics for me on a piece of paper and handed them to me and gave me my guitar. And right after it happened, and I just knew the music. I just knew what it was. There was no thought at all put into the song whatsoever. It was just handed to me to share. It is now as exactly as it was that night. What is it now? 6 years ago? 2007? What year is it?
14. So 6.5 years ago.
Yeah. Which I think is, it's very interesting given the context of the song itself and the scathing indictments that it puts out there. So I take this song very seriously, and I think the story is pretty important. It's called Song for Bob Dylan. Will you sound out a warning when you see the signs in the sky? But in the land of the blind, it's a crime to exist with an eye. And your dreams are in color, but your life is a pale afternoon. And the truth is a song, but the notes are all played out of tune. So hey Bob Dylan, I wrote you a song, 'cause I know that the answers we're searching for will be here for long. Well, you taught us that war is a sin and a sham and a shame. And the penance we pay for our silence is more. It's more than just taking the blame. 'Cause the world is spinning far out of control. We got storms in the east while the western world's selling its soul. Oh, but I've been stressing and fretting the thought of it all. 'Cause the world that I know and I love is now dangling and ripe for the fall. And the American Pharaoh is poised and ready to strike. The dictators rise and they fall, 'cause they all like to lie. Well, they teach you to fear and surrender what's left of you. And the wealth that you give them is spent on the purchase of truth. So hey, Bob Dylan, I wrote you a song, 'cause I know that the answers we're searching for will be here for long. Well, you taught us that war is a sin and a sham and a shame. And the penance we pay for our silence is more. Oh, it's more than just taking the blame. So where are the Christians, and why don't we answer the call? We believe in our scriptures, but don't seem to use them at all. Well, you can't go and bomb the whole world in God's holy name. If Jesus were here, you collapse from the weight of the shame. So hey, Bob Dylan, we need you today. 'Cause the freedom we fight and we die for is sailing away. And there's too many voices of wrong drowning out what is right. Come sing with me now, and together we'll take up the fight. Come sing with me now, and together we'll take up the fight. When I'm far away from home, I like to end this song with some words from Bob. Ready? I'm out here 1,000 miles from my home. I'm walking a road other men have gone down. I'm seeing your world of people and things, your paupers and peasants. It seems sick and it's hungry, it's tired and it's torn. It looks like it's dying, but it's hardly been born. Woo! Thank you, my friends. You guys are awesome. Thank you.